Bingo! Hey, we got it! What was the last one?
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch. Mike, one of the senior developers of 11th Hour Games, held his normal Friday Q&A live stream on Twitch, which means I get to bring you Dev Chat 131. As always, Mike answered lots of great questions from the community, and we are now officially getting 1.1 or Cycle 2 leaks. Yes, I've got some images for you today. And we're going to start off really quick with the Bestiary. We're going to talk about if this is coming to LE.
There be any chance to add a beast encyclopedia into the game? Yeah, a Bestiary. I ask because of prophecies and people being unsure what mobs look like or where they spawn. Yeah, that's we've had a Bestiary on the list since long before prophecies were even a thing.
I didn't know that.
I'd say there's a very high chance of us adding one in eventually. It's kind of an extension of the game guide in some way. It is something that we would really like to do. You know, it's just good.
Agreed. Now this next question came from me, and it's a little bit of a two-parter. Barbarian and dual wielding two-handed?
When LE adds a Barbarian mastery, thoughts on dual wielding two-handed? Maybe you take more damage but are slower, some negative trade-off. I'd love to. I think that there's a lot of thematic space for there's a whole balance and technical side of this that makes it quite difficult, but I'd love to try it still. But there is I think a big thematic space for that Barbarian class, that that the really strong, beefy, like just pure strength archetype, I think is still a little bit missing. Like pure strength archetype, and in the sense, like there's no dual wielding two-handers, there's no dual wielding shields, there's no two-handed shields. You know, there's some of these like really large representations of strength that in like a character design and character archetype that we don't really have access to yet. But yeah, I think we pretty intentionally left some gaps in theming. We tried to like cover as many broad archetypes as possible, and leave some like really specific individual archetypes available for us to like sneak some extra stuff in there later. Like there's no crossbows in the game, there's no fist weapons in the game, there's no one-handed spears in the game, there's no dual wielding two-handers. You know, like there's these like pretty clear things you can find in other games that aren't like the primary. It's not like sword and board is missing, it's not like daggers missing, like the bows are missing. You know, like there's definitely some intentional gaps for future expansions of characters.
Yes to everything you just said. I would personally love this next one.
Any plans on making a Twitch extension that shows the current streamer's gear skill setup? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Do we have time to do this? Do we know when we're gonna do this at all? No. You know, that's a someday feature.
At least it's on the list. Endgame systems.
What other endgame ideas can you possibly elaborate on other than pinnacle bosses? I mean, there's not really much that's available that I can talk about. A lot of the endgame development that's coming is stuff that we're like, still, it's a little bit of experimental stuff that we're like, we've got to implement it, we've got to test it and see if it's fun, and then we got more work to do on it to like flesh it out. And
good jump.
One mistake we've made in the past is talking about potential upcoming endgame systems, and you know, if you go back and look at the Kickstarter, there's 3 endgame systems that have names on that Kickstarter that we've never implemented.
Only a little longer.
Here's something, I guess. Here's one for you. One of those names we've decided to repurpose, which tells you literally nothing. But we're using one of those names again as a different thing.
We are now on the official Kickstarter for Last Epoch, and I just want to say a huge thank you to EHG for thinking of me even from the beginning, putting Action RPG on the top there of the Kickstarter. Now let's check out these endgame systems that did not make it in, or currently not in. you have Lost Memories, and the Lost Memories endgame system is, from what I understand, like parts of the lore. You come across a person, you hear their story, it kind of takes you on some kind of side quest, and then you get rewards, something like that. And then you have the Gates of Memoriam, and this is this is basically like normal Nightmare Hell, where I think you replay the campaign but at a harder difficulty. I could be wrong about all this. I think that's what that was for Gates. And then the last one was Epoch's Call, and this is basically like bounty hunting, where you find something that's not supposed to be there and you like bring it back or kill it or something like that. So really like a side questing system, rerunning the campaign on harder difficulty, and a bounty hunter. Could be wrong on all of those, one of them being repurposed. This one makes me sad.
Any new info about Forge Guide and or buffs for it? I do not have any new info about Forge Guide and or buffs to it. I'm sorry.
I know that one's kind of hard to hear. Any new info on buffs for Forge Guard? And Mike said no. And then in chat, Kane said, currently nothing planned for Forge Guard for 1.1. 1.1 teaser 1.
Actually hit stretch to the screen instead of center on screen. And it became ginormous. It's so pretty big. Here's a thingamabobber. Not to be confused with a who's it a what's it.
Okay, when you are looking at this, we were all divided. And Mike doesn't even know what it is. I talked to him after. When I first saw it, I saw a ninja star. When he saw it, he saw a necklace. When chat saw it, they thought maybe a device to trigger, like the thing you got to go find to actually pull the new Pinnacle boss. I don't know what it is. It looks like a ninja star to me. Teaser 2.
As a punishment for letting me catch up in questions, take it. You're gonna get a teaser spoiler. Yeah. How do you like that?
We
Pretty
like
terrible, isn't it? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look at
I just don't want you guys to stop asking questions, that's all.
All right, so let's pause this. This is a new enemy titled Lightning Elemental. It's a Lightning Elemental. This is its standby mode. This is its arc mode or rooted. And then this is its seek and destroy. Pretty cool. And then top right, let me get rid of my webcam. Go away. You can see up here kind of the scale of it in its 3 modes compared to the size of the player. It's pretty cool. All right, everyone. Unfortunately, we have come to the final question for Dev Chat 131. Mike, as always, thank you for these Friday live streams. The community truly appreciates it. So informative, and we are very excited that you started bringing back 1.1 leaks and teasers. Please continue to do so. Now, I'm going to allow Mike to take out this video, and this question is around balance, what a good build is at corruption, and I just really want to hit this home because I get this question over and over and over again. And you're going to hear about 300 corruption and you're going to hear about 1,000 corruption. 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. But of course, only if you think I've earned it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support into the future. Thank you to the first 131 members. I appreciate all of you. We have game night coming up May 8th. We did movie night. We have our own action RPG V Rising server. You get access to the VIP lounge. You get access to exclusive content. First link in the description for Patreon. I'm done. Mike, take it away.
Will classes builds be toned down a lot if what we've heard in the past 350 corruption to be a successful build? Are builds reaching 1 to 5k too high, or do you just want more builds to reach the 350 mark? I think both. Like if a build is getting to 4-digit corruption, we've definitely made a balancing mistake. If a build is like consistently and easily hitting 4K corruption, there is a mistake we made in the balancing, or there's a bug that's causing it to go really high. One of the two.